On the eve of the cinematic release of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Screen Rant has this little article up with the director responds to mixed reviews following first screenings. Quote, "It all vaporizes later." I have no goddamn clue what he means by that, but let's get on with it. Director James Mangold responds to Indiana Jones 5 scoring mixed reviews at early screenings, feeling critics are being too harsh from the start. Oh my goodness, being too harsh on a movie. Why on earth would he say that? Now, is this a screen? Is this from the movie? This looks like, I don't know, this looks like an AI painting. An AI picture. That, like, I don't know. It's creeping me out. Is that Harrison Ford's de-aged? But I don't know. I saw the picture, I read the article and went, wait, what the hell is this? But anyway, that's one tangent. Following the divided response at early screenings of the movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny director James Mangold has a strong defense. Really? I think he has a weak... Harrison Ford's final adventure in the iconic franchise will see his eponymous archaeologist team up with his goddaughter in order to acquire the titular device before a former Yahtzee scientist, I'm not taking any chances, YouTube, scientist can get his hands on it. Okay. Alongside Ford, the ensemble cast of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny include the great, fantastic, wonderful franchise killer Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Mads Mikkelsen, cool, Boyd Holbrook, and Toby Jones, among others. In honor of the movie's upcoming release, Variety caught up with James Mangold to discuss Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Because, you know, without those late-night talk show hosts for the actors and producers and directors to go shill their product on, all these movies are going to fail, depending on what website you'd go pay attention to. That's why The Flash failed, didn't you know? When asked about the mixed reviews to the Ford franchise finale in its early screenings, the finale was many years ago with The Last Crusade. Hence, The Last Crusade. That other movie with the Crystal Skull that never should have been made. That was bad. That was terrible. That was just too much. 3 Indiana Jones movies. That was it. 1, 2, 3. Uno, dos, tres. No cancellations, substitutions, or refunds. When asked about the mixed reviews to the Ford franchise, blah, 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 the director took a decidedly strong stance to defend his efforts, which of course he's going to do because he's the director of the film. Feeling some critics went into it with negative expectations. I wonder if that had to do with the abysmal Crystal Skull or with an agenda from their publications. The only agenda most of these publications have is to shill, especially when it comes to Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, stuff like that, the big money stuff. They want their access. They want their access, their early access, because they want their videos and their articles to be viewed first and foremost before everybody else. They're bought and paid for, maybe not with money, but with access. More and more people are understanding this and going to regular old morons like me, or people who are better at this. So to agenda for their publications, no. The only agenda is they're going to go see the movie with rose-tinted glasses because they're going to get the cushy seats. Of course, all the theaters have cushy seats now. They're going to get their swag and their popcorn and their swag. I said swag twice, 3 times. Swag, swag, swag. So here's the quote. When you're in franchise land, it's very hard for critical thinkers. So we're going to start off by insulting people. It's very hard for critical thinkers, meaning journalists, okay, but he didn't say that, to overlook what I'm sure their editors want. Their editors want clicks. The website wants clicks. Click, 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 click. That's how they make the money, with traffic going to the website. So whatever you can do, whatever the popular thing to do, or maybe the not so popular thing to do, whatever you got to do to get people clicking on the website. Most of the time, it is the article's title. Clickbait. There's a word for it. There's a reason for it. Where was I? Overlook what I'm sure the editors want, which is this business, which is this business prism of how does it rate to the other ones. And that, I believe, is 100% true. Because when you have a large franchise, let's use Star Wars as an example, with so many movies, so many hits, so many, pluses, minuses, goods, bad, whatever, you're going to be compared to what else is on the market. You're going to be compared to what came before it. How does The Force Awakens compare to A New Hope? Well, everyone figured out quick, fast, and in a hurry. It was a copy my homework kind of thing, but change it a little bit so the teacher doesn't notice. After that, Rian Johnson came and just flushed everything down the toilet, little bastard. And it got compared to not just the movie that came before it, Force Awakens, but all the rest of them. The Last Jedi was compared to everything else, and it fell so very, very, very short. So, understanding, yes, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is going to be compared mostly to, I guess, well, all the original trilogy. And wow, my brain just malfunctioned. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I even said it earlier in the video. My goodness. It's going to be compared to the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull because of how bad that was, and Raiders of the Lost Ark, best of all time. So it is an unfortunate thing that you will never be able to get away from, especially when it comes to a franchise movie. So he's right in this aspect. So here we go. I always thought if I were second or third best to one of the greatest films of all time, I'd be good. No, always aspire to be better. Figure it out. Always aspire to be better. Don't take second. I'd be good. I mean, see, here's the line. I mean, it vaporizes later. Either the movie will live or it won't. Well, considering the movie needs to make $900 million just to consider breaking even, and that may seem like an astronomical amount, and I even thought the same way, but doing a little more digging and more research, I had normally been using the 2.5 metric of the budget. But I heard a much better explanation. If you take the budget, the reported budget, which for Indiana Jones in the Diaper of Dysentery is $300 million. And then you take the marketing budget, which is generally half, I think probably $150 million. So add that together and then double it. So which is pretty much 2.5. So, okay. Which comes out to $900 million before this movie can consider breaking even. So, word of mouth, it's another one of those situations where word of mouth is going to make or break this movie. Unfortunately, the bad reviews after Cannes Film Festival, and apparently there are other screenings and other reviews coming out, the movie's about to come out, those have affected, and those will affect, whether or not the audience wants to go and see this movie. Also, there have been spoilers, one after another. I do plan on seeing this movie. I do want to figure out how to see it opening night. I'm not sure what this all vaporizes later. It all vaporizes later. Maybe it has something to do with either the movie will live or it won't. The dangers of early screenings. There's nothing wrong with early screenings except when you do it a month and a half almost before the movie's supposed to go out. That was a terrible idea on Disney's part. The announcement that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny would make its world premiere at Cannes Film Festival seemingly indicated Disney's confidence in the sequel. Yes, absolutely. They had confidence in the movie, and unfortunately, the audience was, no. Even if it was screening out of competition rather than be pitted against more award season-driven shows. Critics initially proved to be underwhelmed by the Ford finale, finding the pacing to be underwhelming and lacking the same spark of its Steven Spielberg-helmed predecessors. You're not going to be able to live up to that man. People will try. I'm sure someone eventually will come along to take up his throne, but not when it comes to Indiana Jones. You're just bad stories. Though Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, who cares about Rotten Tomatoes? I use it to make fun, has creeped up to a fresh rating, barely. Mangold's concerns of how early reviews affect the movie's chances is one that has plagued a variety of projects. But here's the thing. Early reviews, early screenings can go both ways. The screening comes out and people love it. They rave about it. They talk positively about it. And they give actually legitimate reasons for why they're talking positive about it. It can have a positive effect on the box office. Again, negative reviews, even mixed responses straight out the gate. I saw the article. And it can have a not so positive, which would be negative. Where was I? Mangold's concerns of how early reviews affect the movie's chances is one that has plagued a variety of projects. While an independent project can debut to negative reception and go unnoticed by the public, when something as expensive and high profile as Indiana Jones movie is met with mixed response out of the gate, it definitely puts a negative stain heading into its box office run, which is where word of mouth comes in. If people go to the movies and start recommending it to their friends, the movie can gain some legs, and instead of having an abysmal drop like The Flash of 72%, 83% Friday to Friday, 72% weekend to weekend, it's possible that Indiana Jones, with a positive response from audiences, the paying customer, it can have a 40% drop week to week or a 45% drop to week, which isn't terrible, but it's something that can be sustained, give it legs, and it can start making its money back, just like Guardians of the Galaxy did. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had a mediocre at best opening weekend, but word of mouth got more and more people into the theater, so it started making money. I believe it's over $800 million now, which is not terrible. Given reviews are getting generally better, how reliable are those reviews? That's another thing that's going to matter. That's going to matter whether or not this movie has legs. Better for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and its competition, The Flash and Pixar's Elemental, tanked, have crashed upon their debuts. It seems likely Mangold will still be the victor in this situation. By victor, you mean, is it going to come out in the top spot over the weekend? Probably. Is it going to make a lot of money? I think to start off, worldwide box office release would have to be in the range of $200 million for this movie to get and even have any remote chance of making back that budget, starting to make money. Seems likely. Mangold said that already. Additionally, considering audiences are far more receptive to nostalgic adventures than critics, you're mistaking. Yeah. As seen in the gap in reviews between the two on Super Mario Brothers movies. Now, that wasn't nostalgia. That was just entertaining fun. The Super Mario movie had nostalgia in it. If you were a gamer, if you're a Gen X gamer, and you grew up with Nintendo and Mario and Kid Icarus and Firefox and all this other stuff. But the movie was just fun. Super Mario was fun family movie. I don't think it's good to compare the nostalgia in the Super Mario movies to the nostalgia in Indiana Jones, because the only nostalgia there is, well, Indiana Jones. And he is old and broken. And how much do people really want to see an old and broken Indiana Jones in a movie? Everybody knows that it's going to be a stunt double. It's not him doing the action scenes. It wasn't him doing the action, the high-impact action scenes in Crystal Skull. And that movie didn't do all that well. But we'll see. Positive word of mouth. Again, positive word of mouth, something that can make or break a movie. Among viewers, could see Ford's final adventure become a hit in spite of early critical hurdles. What do you think? With a $900 million break-even point, based on, and this is based on the information the studio has given, $300 million budget, roughly $150 million advertising, multiply that by 2, because the theaters have to make their money back. They're not just doing this for free. So, at $900 million, it'll start making money, roughly. Do you think that's possible? I have my doubts. We'll have to see what the opening weekend box office, it will tell the tale. It will tell the tale on whether or not this movie is going to have any legs, but what do you think? It all vaporizes later. That line is still bothering me because I have no idea what it means. Somebody explain to me in the comments. Please do that, especially if you've made it this far. I figure I'm saying something you enjoy. What are your thoughts on Indiana Jones 5? Do you think it's going to have a snowball's chance in hell? That didn't sound right. Do you think it has a chance of making its money back? Are you going to see it? I'm going to give it a go. But let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. I appreciate you making it this far. Have a good one.